All right, so let's get into a little bit of economic before we get into world specifically targeted countries and headlines and stuff. Let's go over to the price of gold. This is kind of important, and the Raven on Mike in the Night has been preaching about the price of gold, and he's been saying for the longest time that the linchpin or the pin that holds the grenade together, pull the pin, is gold. And when gold starts to go up, markets start to go nuts. Interest rates start to go wobbly. Everything starts to go off the cusp. So here it is. Price of gold soars to all-time high. Of course it is. When nobody has any confidence in their currency, in their government, in everything they're throwing at them, people start to look for a different hedge. And where do they hedge? They hedge into gold, silver. Some people trust crypto. Some people don't. Some people don't trust physical metals, right? So, all right, let's get back to his. So, all-time high. Gold has rallied ahead of an expected interest rate cut by U.S. Federal Reserve. The precious metal climbed to a new record high on Friday, soaring above $2,600 per ounce as global investors continue to seek safe havens for assets. That's just exactly what we said here. And RT reports that spot gold prices rose 1.13% to a record high at 2,609.8 per ounce. Before pairing some gains, prices were up roughly 4% for the week and 23% so far this year, exceeding the 13% advance registered for all of 2023. And there it is. It's out surpassing itself, and it's moving fast. And even Reuters is reporting prospect of steeper Fed cuts boosts stocks, drives record gold prices. And that's it. So here's a summary. Chances of a surprised Fed rate cut rise to 43%. So it's increasing that they may do a cut. So it's raising to about 43%. They believe is the percentage of it happening. So don't get confused with that. And dollar hits lowest versus yen since December 28. And remember what happened with that, right? Back last year, December 28th. And gold at record treasuries bounce. So that's usually what happens. And banks are going to start scrambling. And a lot of the banks just don't have liquidity in their vaults, in their coffers. They just don't have the money to cover the bad debt they threw out. They gave out so much bad debt out there, and they figured it was just going to keep going up, and the housing market was going to keep rallying. And yeah, if they lower rates, you may see a little bit of a difference or a ripple effect in the housing market. But this is America. This ain't Canada. Canada, you could lower rates to 1%. We'll still be in trouble here. People overbought their homes, paid millions of dollars for homes you could buy in the States for 70 grand. So that's what's happening there. And a very interesting thing I want to touch on right now is a very interesting one. I love it how China plays itself. China is the best at playing itself. China vows to keep paving way for Ukraine peace talks. I'm not going to read the article because I don't care. But I do want to explain to you why this is happening. China is going to pave the way with peace talks. China is the bringer of peace to the world. Why? Well, they need peace in Ukraine because China wants to buy up that country on pennies on the dollar. China wants to go in there and buy the real estate, the commercial properties, farming. China wants to go in there and buy everything. Telecom companies, airline. China wants to get into the Ukraine. So they want to usher in the peace so they could go in there and buy out the entire country. China bought out a good chunk of Ireland, Scotland, England. Heck, China built condos in downtown London, and we covered this on trends in the housing market for Chinese only. Only Chinese could live in that condo. It's only Chinese allowed. They've bought out Canada. They've bought out Jamaica. They bought out Australia, New Zealand. Everywhere has been bought out. So this is what China is working to do. They want to angle this. So this is how China works. We want peace in the Ukraine. What's in it for China? Buy it up on pennies on the dollar. And that's how the cookie crumbles.